Okay, start with your feet hip distance apart, arms by your side. We're going to take 4 deep breaths. On our in breath, we're going to bend our knees slightly. Deep breath in, arms all the way up. And then exhale, palms facing down like you're pushing the air back down. In breath in. Exhale. In breath. Out breath. In breath. Out breath. One more time, breathe all the way in, arms up. You're going to drop your right arm to your side and then bend over to your right side. So you want to bend from your left hip across to your right side, and you should feel the stretch through your left side body and through your left hip. Hold that for a few seconds of breathing. In breath back to center, left arm down. Now bend over the left side. Try to keep your hips straight and just bend from that hip. So you should again feel it through your side body, feel it through your hip. In breath, come back to center, arms down. Okay, now we're going to do one more in breath up. Hands together at the top. Bend slightly backwards. Back to the top. Now we're going to take our hands all the way through our heart center. Bend at your waist for a forward fold. In this position, keep your feet hip distance apart and bend from the waist all the way down. And we're going to breathe here for 5 seconds. I'll count your breaths. Breathe in. Breathe out. 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 Now we're going to toe heel our way all the way to the side. And we're going to come to the front of our mats, still in a forward fold position. And we're going to take your right leg back into a runner's lunge position here. So in this position, you want your right leg back on your toes. You want this leg straight, so you're getting a very deep hamstring stretch right here. You want this knee over your ankle and your hands on the ground if you can get them there. And you want your chest up. So you don't want your chest down. You want it up here, so you're pulling straight here and you have a straight back. So we're going to breathe here for 3 breaths. And release. Breathe in. Release. Breathe in. Release. Now we're going to come into a plank position, and we're simply just going to switch legs. Same position, opposite side. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. Now we're going to put our hands down on the mat, come into a plank position. We're going to lower ourselves all the way to the ground slowly. Now we're going to do up dog 4 times. Breathing slowly each time. Relax your feet so your toes are flat on the ground. On your inhale, you're going to slowly push yourself up and then slowly exhale down. Breathe in, up, and exhale. Breathe in, breathe out. One more time. Breathe in, and breathe out. Now we're going to tuck your toes under, come back up into plank position, push yourself back into downward facing dog, and we're going to pedal our feet out slowly. This will stretch your hamstrings really good and your calf. So the lower you can get those heels, the deeper your calf stretch is going to be. So do that a few times. And then this time try to keep your feet together and sink them down to hold the position for 3 breaths. Now take your right leg, sweep it into the air, bend your knee, and then rotate your hip. So you want to keep your shoulders on the ground, your hands on the ground, shoulders square, and just pull your hip back to open up your hip. Hold that for 2 breaths. Bring it back square and release. Now do the opposite side, left leg into the air, Bend your knee, rotate your hips. Bring it back square. Bring your foot down. Back into downward facing dog. One more time. Now come into child's pose. Or let's start here in tabletop. And then we're going to sink back into child's pose. So extend your hands out. And then lean back over your feet, head down for 3 breaths. For a deeper stretch, you can pick your fingers up and make them into little tents like this, and that'll give a deeper shoulder stretch. On your in-breath, come back into tabletop. Now we're going to do cat-cow pose, which is a good spinal stretch. So on your in-breath, you're going to curl your back up like a cat, and on your exhale, you're going to release it into cow pose like this. So we're going to do this 3 times. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. From tabletop position, we're now going to do thread the needle. So you're going to take your right arm, extend it out, and then you're going to tuck it under your left armpit. You're going to lay your shoulder down while you extend your arms. Your arm's going to be out more like a child's pose. Take your right arm, you're going to thread it under, and then you're just going to relax your head down and stretch your shoulder for 3 breaths. Come back to tabletop position. Now we're going to take our left arm, you're going to pick that one up, pull that one underneath, and then extend your right arm out like this so that you're getting a deep shoulder and back stretch here for 3 breaths. Now breathe in, go back to tabletop position. Now we're going to push our way all the way back up into downward facing dog here. And we're just going to walk our way up through our feet. Okay, then we're going to slowly roll all the way back up. Position here. We're going to come face the front of our mat. We're going to spread our legs out wide, and we're going to do some lunging here. So now we're going to lunge. Our hands on the ground, we're going to lunge to the right very deeply. Make sure you're getting an inner thigh stretch here and here. And then you're just going to keep your hands on the ground and just walk your way over to the left side. So the left side is stretch. Don't forget to breathe through these stretches. Let's get back to the right one more time. Right side. Back to the left. Stretch your right side. Back to center. When you get to center, you want to first start with a forward fold, where you're just leaning. You clasp your hands behind your back and pull them up towards the sky for a good shoulder stretch. Release, put your hands on the ground. Now we're going to do a tripod pose. So you're going to keep both of your hands in front of you, and on your in-breath, you're going to sweep your right arm all the way up till it's straight up to the sky, and you're going to twist your head and try to look at your hand for 3 breaths. On your out breath, sweep your arm back down. And then on your in-breath, opposite arm, left arm all the way up for 3 breaths. One more breath in. On your out breath, release your arm. And then you're going to come back up till your back is flat. We're going to toe heel our feet in until we get into our sumo squat. Put your elbows in between your legs, inside of your thighs. You can hold this position, or you can kind of rock back and forth, which kind of loosens up your hip muscles and your tight hips. Try to keep your heels on the ground, so you don't want to be here. You want to be here, and you want to try to keep your body centered, so you're not leaning forward or falling backward, but you're kind of straight, aligned in the center. You just kind of want to hold this for a few seconds here. Again, you can rock back and forth if that feels comfortable. Okay, now we're going to put our hands on the ground one more time. We're going to push all the way back up. For one more forward bend. Okay, then we're going to come into a seated position. For this one, we're going to be stretching out the sides of our legs here, sort of our hip regions and our upper thighs. So we're going to lay all the way back, and this is called thread the needle, but it's for your legs. So you're going to take your right leg over your left, bend it like before, take your hands, one arm through your legs, one arm on the other side, and tug your knee in with your back down, and you should feel a stretch right through here. So we're going to take 3 breaths here. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, and breathe out. And take both feet up into the air. Let's rotate our ankles outward 3 times and inward 3 times. Just kind of wiggle your toes, release that. And then this time we're going to switch. So now you're going to take your left leg over your right, bend your right knee in, left leg is bent into a shape of a 4. Put your left arm through your legs, right arm on the outside, and tug your knee in, your right knee in for 4 breaths here. So breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and breathe out. Now we're going to take our legs straight up into the air. Cross your right leg over your left at the knees. Grab the outsides of your feet if you can, and kind of pull them in towards you. So you don't want to pull them like this. You want to try to keep your knees up towards your chest and just pull your feet. So if you're doing this right, you should feel a stretch, a deep stretch here, and you might feel the stretch in your feet here. So we're just going to kind of pull that in for 3 breaths. Breathe in. Breathe in one more time. Breathe out. Now switch legs. Bring your legs straight. And now do your left leg over your right, crossing at the knees. Tug your feet in for a deep stretch. 3 breaths. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more breath. Breathe in. And breathe out. Now take your knees together, pull them into your chest, and slowly just rock back and forth a few times. This is a very good spinal stretch. It just kind of massages the muscles in your back, along your spine. It's also a good release of your muscles, so tug it in one more time. And now release your legs all the way down. And our final pose is we're going to take your feet and just relax them, let your feet fall sideways, relax all the muscles in your legs, your hips. Take your hands and you can either put them on the side with your palms up, you can cross them over your belly. But the point is you want to lay completely still, completely relaxed, and release all tension in your body. Make sure your shoulder blades are flat, your back is flat. And we're going to take 10 deep breaths here where we're not thinking about anything. We relax our minds. We relax all our muscles, and slowly but surely we're just focusing on our breathing and nothing else. And we're going to do 10 deep breaths, and I'll count those breaths. Breathe in. Breathe out. 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 One more time. Breathe in. Breathe out. Now when you're ready, slowly just roll to your side. And then push yourself up into seated position. And you can finish in cross-legged position. And the best way to end all yoga practices is put your hands together and gently say namaste.